So after a couple hours, it will look like this. You can see that a lot of air has been released. It has worked up through the dough. And what I want to do now is add enough flour to make it into a dough, a familiar looking dough. A little more solid. I'll be able to shape it into the form that I want ultimately. So you can see it's pulling in the dough and stiffening. And you want to add just enough dough so that it's not sticky. When you touch it, it doesn't stick. Grab our board here. Put a little flour on the board. Put our dough on. And true to its origins, this recipe requires almost no kneading. The only kneading is when you take it out and form it like this. You can form it circular, you can put cuts in it, which will expand when it's cooked. But that's all I need to do, that's perfect. Take a little flour, and I spread it in our Creuset, which is it's basically a Dutch oven. But you could also use a Pyrex dish. The key is that it is it's covered so that it keeps the pressure inside. The pressure will cause the moisture in the bread to expand outwards. So I just set it in there, and I want to leave it in there for about 30 minutes. It can go longer, but 30 minutes seems to work fine. It's about the right amount of time for the oven to preheat. So I turn the oven on now. You want the oven to be about 500 degrees. You toss it in there. You let it sit in the oven covered for 30 minutes. At that point you take the top off and you'll leave it in there for another 10 to 15 minutes. You just want to get a nice golden crust. Every container you use will be a little different, so just like we did with this recipe, you have to experiment. Also at this point, when you take it out of the bowl, feel free to add herbs, nuts, seeds, dried fruit, anything that you would like to add. And that's it. That is our bread making recipe.